So we have a consent agenda. It's the first 5 articles. The first one is the famous Greenhead Fly Control District. This is actually, in a sense, a revote. There was an error when it was voted last spring, so it needs to be revoted at this meeting. And so it's already a vote already taken and already known. And so this one should be, again, not controversial because it's already been approved, and it's just as a correction of an error in the last vote. The next 4 articles, Articles 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is more like a quiz for me up here, see if I get any of it right. And the better judgments are David and Gloria, if Gloria wants to jump in at any point. Okay. Nope, she's going to see whether or not I get it right.
Yeah, come on up, Gloria.
But these are really corrections and Scrivener's errors in getting everything right. These are not actual changes. Article 2 is essentially a correction to the table of permitted uses, because the table of permitted uses was never updated to reflect changes that were made actually in town meeting in 2013. And do you want to do any further detail on that?
There might be questions. I don't know if you remember, but when we passed site plan review regulations, the planning board was the permit granting authority for 4 or more dwelling units. And we actually had a conflict in our zoning bylaw because footnote 8 referred to the Board of Appeals as that permit granting authority. So to eliminate all confusion and inconsistencies, we added a new line to the use table for 4 or more dwelling units per lot, put the symbol PB in that line so that everyone knows that it's the planning board that's the permit granting authority, and struck footnote 8, which gave that authority to the Board of Appeals. So this makes it consistent with Article 4 that was voted in by town meeting, and eliminates any questions in our zoning bylaw. Well, I mean, there are plenty of questions,
but in that one
particular question.
Article D is even simpler. This is merely the definition of manufactured home includes a reference to section 3400 when the actual section is 4300. So if you want to be able to go to the right section, we should make that correction. Article 4, Article 4 is actually related to the earth moving, so I am going to turn that one over to you because there's a little history there. Down that road there.
So one of the site plan regulations was that a special permit would be required for earth moving of 750 cubic yards or more. And that was actually reaffirmed at a vote after a citizen petition was not approved by voters. So everyone in town meeting was pretty clear that the 750 cubic yards was a reasonable threshold for site plan review. So one of our sections, which refers not to thresholds, but just to plan requirements, so when you submit a site plan to the planning board to review, the planning board likes to see grading and contours, and the section says 2,000 cubic yards, and we're changing it to 750 cubic yards because realistically, that's what the planning board asked for. Because that's already a threshold, they like to see documentation that the grading is either below that or above that. So it's just, in some ways, it's a Scrivener's error too.
Right. It really is just getting consistent with what's already been done.
Correct.
And the 5th one, Article 5, I can do this one because this one's, again, really easy. Now the High Elevation Protection District Regulations includes a reference to site plan review as specified in section 4160. Luckily, if you go to section 4160, you will find there is no section 4160. The section, in fact, is 4,000. So again, it's just a Scrivener's error trying to make a correction so that we get the right references in our articles, and that's Article 5. Those are the consent pieces. And again, the reason they're on consent is because there shouldn't be controversial just to correct errors that have been either made in the past or need to be made based upon changes in the past.
Okay. Are there any clarifying questions? That is so great. All right.
So with your consent, we'll move on to the next one. Small victory.
Thank you.